For the lumbar spine, we have Ivy as very flexible and Michael not very flexible. Ivy gets down on her hands and knees, and she arches up like a cat. And what we're going to test is the opposite motion. But first I want to show you this. Anything with a rib on it isn't going to move that much. But down here, below where the ribs stop, this area, how much this moves is the lumbar spine. So Ivy arches the other way. That's a healthy bend. Why can't Ivy bend any more than this? If it were tension, she'd be feeling it here. I can't stretch that way anymore. But she feels it in her spine, in her bones. Where do you always feel compression? In the bones. If I jammed Ivy very aggressively here in her back, I could break her spine. Because she's relaxing to let me compress her as far as she can go. If she uses her stomach, if she tightens up the tension here and shortens it, she can push against my hand and arch up. And if she's strong enough, I'll never bend her back. I can't bend her back because tensile strength, tensile contraction tightens up the arch. I can't bend her. I have to ask Ivy to relax that tensile, let this elongate so that can stretch while this compresses. And now, I can always push her a little bit more than she could herself, but look, that's as far as she's going to bend. And if she tries to do more than this, it might be injurious to her. If he comes down on his hands and knees, his spine is now suspended between this and this. He's like the Golden Gate Bridge. This is the column of compressive support. He could stay there forever because I'm pushing straight down through the bones. Compression. This is compression support. He might not be able to stay there forever because he has to use his muscles to keep his elbow straight, but he could bear a lot of weight here. It's compressive. This is slung between the two. And if he relaxes the cables, the bridge is going to sag. And that's it for him. That's as far as his bridge is going to sag. He's got compression happening all down through his spine. If I jammed him hard here, I could injure him severely. If he didn't want that to happen, he'd contract powerful abdominal muscles, push back against my hand. I can't not injure him now because of tensile integrity on the front holds that arch. If this was being stretched out, if he'd had an injury or something, if he relaxed this slowly, this is elongating to allow this to sag. Now, why can't I go down anymore? It's not because of anything tensile in the front. It's compression right on the spine. And that's where he's going to experience it. If he'd been injured, maybe he's here and he's not going down because he's not elastic enough. But if we've trained him properly with yoga, he can't relax more than that. It's not because he's hanging on with tension that he's not going down. It's compression now. And if I ever tried to make him like Ivy, who we saw earlier, we'd break his back. They're different. They were born different. They will always be different. Their yoga will always look different.